Hey everybody, Bob's with Bob's Mods. I'd like to take you inside the Casita trailer and show you some of the mods that are in there. Quite a few. I hope you like them, and let's get started. First of all, let's walk through this door, or into the door, and look at those hummingbirds that my sister did for me. Those are cool. And here we go. We're going in. You know, before we go in, while I'm out here, that's my electric heater. So I don't use our gas heater. It'd have to be very, very cold to use the gas heater. This here, the way that's installed is there's a receptacle behind there. I took it out, drilled a hole through the receptacle, ran my plug through, and then put a plug on that receptacle wire. Later on in the video I'll show you that. Also, you can see the linoleum. That's just over 1/8 of an inch, so thick and nice and cushy. Got that from Lowe's. Right here's a motion light. It works good to just find the door handle, whatnot at night. Not dark enough at 9 o'clock in the morning. So, let's go inside and see some of the mods. These are the cushions that I just reupholstered. I actually enjoy sewing, so I got those done. I made some valances with the same material, and we did that throughout the trailer. Talk about the covering that's on all of the cabinets. And we also have it on the table. And it's basically vinyl shelving paper. Real thick shelving paper. We're very happy with it. Really easy to work with. After we got the cabinets covered, we ended up getting all new latches and hinges just to bring everything back together. Being that this is a vinyl covering, it wipes off really easy, cleans up nice. Like I say, we put it on our table, and I just did that temporarily, but we're going to leave it. It just cleans up so nice. Here's a wall organizer that we made. We had the shoe holder one, and we really liked having something there, but I just wanted to kind of make something custom, so we got those holders on Amazon. I screwed them to a piece of wood, and then on the back side of the wood, there's there and floats. And then on this side, we have a magnet board. We like to get our magnets wherever we're going to. And then on this side here, we just put a file shelver, and we put books or iPads in there, so that worked out handy enough for us. We replaced all but 3 of the original light fixtures with these LED fixtures, and it really brightens up the place. We do have limo tinting on the trailer, and then we also have sunshade covers that go over the windows, as I showed you earlier. So light in here works. So this here is one that hasn't been switched. It does have an LED bulb in it, but it is a lot different than those. So I don't mind those over the bed because at night they're not super bright in your eyes laying down. So with the air conditioner, being that it's a 2007 model, the 2 knobs up there is how you used to turn on and control the temperature and the fans. And then it just stayed, the fan ran consistently. So there is a kit you can get for that. It's called a control box and then a thermostat. So I installed those. And made a huge difference. So that's why the air isn't running right now. Also, we blocked off the back vent that would blow towards that back cabinet, and then put a bottom vent in, and that way just kind of we can direct the air a little bit more instead of that air going straight to that wall and then down. So just a little upgrade there on the air conditioner. It does have a new fan motor in it. I put a soft starter in it and then re-insulated the intake box. The old stuff was just kind of flaking off, and it was pretty dirty and dusty after 19 years of use. So, and that's where I installed the thermostat right here. I didn't want it over on that wall over there where the cold air would hit it too soon and shut it off. So I just put it back here, and then when this little area over here gets cooled off, it shuts off. Very nice to have. All right, so we went with the microwave. We installed a 4-way microwave, so it broils, air fries, convection oven, and microwave. So we have plenty of storage, which I'll be showing you, but we decided to go with the microwave. It's actually bolted on the sides. The bottom's in nice and tight, and it's got a wedge on the top holding it. So it is nice and firm in here. You have vents. You have a stock vent on this side that came with it, with the trailer. And then I installed a bigger one over here that I'll show you in a bit. But with the convection oven, you do have to keep the air flowing through there. So keep that in mind. Then on the refrigerator side, I did paint this panel with a appliance lacquer paint, which is nice. It's nice and smooth. It cleans up nice. And if you wish to do something like that, you just pop this top off right here and then slide that out, clean it up, paint it, and then it slides right back in and that goes down. Very simple to do that. I've seen these covers for sale so you don't accidentally bump in. I happen to have clear plastic laying around, so I just made one myself, and that's always worked out well for us. So on this cupboard here, you all know how you got to kind of hold it up, get your pots and pans out, and so I ended up getting a hydraulic jack and installing it on this side, just to make it a little more easier to get things in and out. Now you have 2 hands to move around in there. Coming over here, this is a silverware tray. So it has all of our eating. It locks in real nice like that. It just kept another little drawer out of the cupboards, and then it quit from filling up this one down below, which this one here we still do use for all of our big stuff here. So it's pretty full. That worked out good because it just Gave us more area. So we took out the vent hood, and it was the old school type, the real fat square one. So we just didn't like how it hung down. So we took it out. We can always use our ceiling fan, and that's what we do. It works just as good. So then to cover up the hole here, I put in this light here, which is a mood light, and it has 3 moods to it, and then it also has a percentage of light for it. So it can go up and down, provide whatever mood you want. So that's white, and then when you turn the white on, it's very bright. So that was a good little cover up. We like that one. Then we just put a couple phone caddies in here. Once again, just keeping things off of what cabinets we don't have in the Casita. Got this plug here. It just makes it easier than reaching around and plugging in next to the bed, and that way we can always have things plugged in without getting kicked around when we're sleeping and whatnot. So we did replace the stove, and it is bolted in place from underneath. It does have electric start on it, a nice cast iron heavy duty grate on top. So we really like this. We can take our cover here and put it there, and now we have a nice solid place for drying dishes. We'll put our towel here, and then we'll do that. So this little thing's pretty handy. We like that. Also, at the same time, I replaced faucets. I was able to reuse the stock spout because it was long enough and kind of high enough to get away from doing dishes. The other ones are low and they're just not handy. We also put in a soap dispenser, and that kind of just kept it forward and didn't have a bunch of stuff back there. So this here, I saw this little cutout on another video, and I thought that was a pretty good idea. So the switch is usually over here. You can move that over there. I made a little box, and then underneath these it's riveted on all the way around, and we just put that in. It holds everything great. We don't have to worry about it when we're traveling. Also, I found these real narrow towel holders, and so I was happy to get those. And then of course we screwed those on the back side so they don't move around and they don't protrude out to where you're banging your knee or anything. So we were really happy to find those. So on the fan and the air conditioner both, the plastic had faded out over the years. It got pretty yellow up here. So I was able to take everything down, sand everything out, clean it up, and just put a nice gloss white paint on that. And it was the same with the air conditioner. And the air conditioner, you can kind of see here the colors that it had faded out to. So that was just a little touch up we did. So here's a pull out that I installed. There's just a gate latch you can get at Home Depot, and then this just rolls all the way out. And then in it we have a large crate. Now we can put our jackets, shoes, boots, extra clothes, blankets, whatever we need. This holds a ton. You guys know how big these things get. And then the front, we typically just have our shoes up there, maybe the wife's purse or something, little backpack, whatever it is, and it stays all underneath. So there are rails that all slides in on the back side, so it doesn't go side to side. And then with the latch, it doesn't go back and forth and come out. So really happy with that one. We did have the plastic tubs that roll out and you stack stuff on top and then you open it up, and we came up with that. Just so we had some foot room in here, because we all know the post comes up here and my big size 12s don't fit too good in there. I don't think a size 8 fits too good in there, to be honest with you. So what I did is I re-angled this pipe. So I took part of the top, welded a cap in there, and then welded the pipe onto that, and at the same angle I built a plate down here. So it all still fits for the cushions, so you can still have your bed without having any issues. So that's that. Then on the back sides here, these are shelving wall mounts, and you do have to drill through the trailer, and just make sure you put the silicone and your caps on the outside and then underneath your table, and that makes this table just sturdy as can be. So this was basically all for foot room and just a little more convenient. And then this here, you all know about the piece of wood that comes up. Well, I just removed that wood, took some of my flooring and wrapped up. There's the water hoses in here and water pipe and just some wires. So just wrap that up, and that gave us that much more footing. You can see it gained us about 2 inches of room that way. So don't be afraid to take that away, throw it away, and do something like this if you like that room. Okay, so we'll talk about cabinets and drawers, because these are some of my bigger mods in here. And if you notice how big that door opening is, and I'm basically talking to Casita people here. So with that said, what you can do is cut out the fiberglass and make it bigger for yourself. So what I have done is cut out from, I forget what size they were, but top, bottom, and that other third side. I make mine about as big as the outside of the door on all three sides. This side stays the same because you have your latch. Now there is one door in here, I moved the latch over so I'd even have more room. But for the most part, I haven't moved latches. Then what you can do is inside here, it's lined with 2x2s, which are 1.5 inches wide. On the 2x2s, you can put a false floor. What the false floor will do for you is it'll bring things up, but it gives you almost 3 extra inches of width in here to put things. So typically we have our toaster in here, we have a rice maker in here, we have bigger pots in here. This gets really big, all of them do, when you do a false floor. It's the same way with the sink side. Now watch this. There you go. Nice and easy. You don't have that lip down here. It's wider. You could put more in there if you wanted. Yeah. Same thing. Cut it down, cut it up, cut it back. You are not hurting the structure. Even in here, nice big garbage can. Same floor. It's risen up. It doesn't feel like a cubby anymore. It actually feels like a cupboard in here. You can get things back, move things around, and with those 2x2s down there, they just get in the way. So think about putting in a false floor in your cupboards. Okay, and this is one of our favorites because I just put a big drawer in here. This is 16 inches deep. So this holds coffee maker, spare water, food, the coffee. This just holds a ton of stuff in here. Same thing, being that I wasn't using the same door, I was able to cut it extra wide and then just make whatever size door face I wanted on here. So if you guys have any thoughts on anything, make sure you put it in the comments. If you want to know how I did it, what I did it with, just throw me some comments. This is a neat little area there. So let's talk closet. Everybody does something with their closet. Here's what I've done with ours. Let's turn the light on. This is the wider door, or the same door, but a wider opening with just a single knob, because this is the knob that I moved over. So there you go. So these are all fitted shelving. Each one's a different size. All have LED lights under each one. There's a bar underneath that is got a rivet from the outside and a rivet from the bathroom. There's also an L bracket on each front corner. This one's here, this one's here. So that's keeping the front stable. This is keeping the middle stable. And then this piece of wood here keeps the back from falling down. So everything is nice and firm. And you can see that's only like 1/8 inch plywood right there. So this closet holds a ton of stuff. That's another false floor that we have. And underneath that sits up 3.5 inches above the floor, which puts us above the electrical box, which the power goes through and then plugs in on the underneath this box or the floor. And then all of the electrics over there. Also, just coming up that 3.5 inches gains you room, because that slope's so dramatic in those corners that it gains us a couple inches all the way around. So what we do with the bottom is, this is where our collapsible hamper goes. So we have our clothes hamper and we can put that wherever. Then we have room around it for our beach bags, whatever else we want to put in there. So this just works real well for us. We're very happy with the room. I mean, it holds all of our bathroom supplies. It holds food. It holds flashlights, batteries, first aid. These 3 shelves hold everything we need. So we're very happy with this right here. So this is a new mirror. Plus this is a little wider, maybe 1.5 inches wider overall mirror. It's actually 1 inch shorter, but we just really like this design. Metal, it's on here really good. So yeah, this was one of our latest things that we did. We're kind of done, but we had to have the mirror. So this is another light switch, and it goes to the bathroom because it's all the way around the corner. So instead of going in there dark, you can turn the light on out here, go in, and have light. So this is another LED fixture, and like I say, it's just you're coming in and you're going there. And then I just have a hook up here that we kind of keep the shower curtain over and out of the way. We do have a toilet valve down here. And the good thing about a toilet valve is you can shut the water off when you're rinsing out your tank. So that way, you know, you're not flushing water as you're trying to rinse. You just got the hose down in there rinsing out your black tank. Well, we did get a new shower head, and the new shower heads have real fine holes, so it does make them seem like they have more pressure to them. So we like the new shower heads. I put a handle in just as something to grab onto. I noticed I was grabbing the sink every time I was going in and out, and I kind of cracked the sink, so I just put a handle in. That's the tissue holder. We really like that tissue holder. Keeps it dry during showers, completely dry. Really easy to get paper in and out of that. And it has a phone holder. So that's all, just a typical small bathroom. And then there's my pride and joy, my skylight at 6 foot 7 inches. With that said, that plastic is 3/16 of an inch thick. That is not your typical vent plastic, those real flimsy plastic vent covers. This is a custom bubble. So everything's custom. I built everything out of steel plastic. It's insulated. I got 3/4 of an inch of insulation. So I can show you here, like I say, I'm 6'2". I have about 4 inches above me. So this was just such a great upgrade. Made it so much more comfortable to come in here, take care of business. I just couldn't go without one after I come up with the idea to put one on there and convince the wife that I could do it. Okay, so this looks like we have a mattress on here. We don't have the mattress that you can buy for these. This is the original bench foam and then 3 inches of memory foam. I found this cover that a bedding company makes. Everything, it's zipped in, makes, from what I understand, it makes making the bed very easy. So this was a purchase. We're just thrilled to death because, like I say, it keeps everything tight. It's thick. It's cool. It's rounded, and we sleep great in here. We love sleeping in this Casita. So before we finished up in here, I wanted to show you this motion light and how it works towards the lock in the handle. So there you can see, it really brightens it up. It does kind of just miss because of the shade from here to here, but it does help at night. It makes it very simple. I got some other things coming up, so subscribe if you want. Give me a thumbs up and enjoy.